Hi, welcome back to Adventures with Mary. I'm Mary. This is Bella. I do the yapping, she brings the vibes. Bella, come here. Oh my goodness. If you're new here, I started this channel in 2022, filming 100 vlog style videos in 100 days. After that, I went through some personal change, personal growth, some traumatic instances that made me kind of lose my creative spark. But this year in 2025, I'm really making a conscious effort to create videos on my channel again. And how I've chosen to do that is by creating monthly podcast style videos talking about health, finances, relationships, goals and milestones, and how those topics relate to me as a girl navigating her mid to late 20s. I also left organized religion this year after coming to the realization that the concepts I had been taught were not beliefs that I personally held. And I've started this wonderfully curious journey seeking understanding of the world and finding my own identity without that structured organization. If those are topics that interest you, feel free to subscribe, join the journey. I upload every first Monday of the month, and you can also click the notification button to get notified every time I upload a video. If you're not new here, welcome back. Great to have you again. Let's jump right in. September was a really interesting month. I am in this transitional stage of my life right now. I just moved a few months ago. I'm planning on moving to New York City summer of 2026, and I feel like there have been a lot of chapters being closed, and I don't realize the chapter is closing until after it already happens. I'm focusing on the future. I'm trying to find things that bring me joy, find what makes me passionate about the future, and just learning about myself in my 20s. We have so much to talk about. Let's just jump right in on our first topic. At the end of August, I was feeling very disconnected from myself. I felt like I wasn't having a lot of introspection, and I really wanted to change that in September. However, I feel like once September started, I kind of like powered off. I was in an emotional space where I think I was processing a lot of emotions that were unresolved over the last 6 months, over the last 2 to 5 years. I would maybe go so far as to say over the last 27 years of my life. But I was in this spot where I was finally getting a chance to process a lot of emotions, and it kind of just made me shut off. I was kind of coming home from work and going to bed and not getting up for the rest of the night. There was one night that I forced myself to go to the gym because I'm like, listen, if I'm not going to be doing good emotionally, at least let's not also be doing bad physically. I had a really fun, active girl summer, and I thought maybe I was having like a burnt out girl fall, but I think actually I was just processing a lot of different things. I did a lot of swimming over the summer, and I really enjoyed that, so I was kind of thinking about joining the YMCA for the winter, kind of keep up that swimming routine. The YMCA is a little pricey, so TBD on that. I did also join a fall volleyball league, and I've been enjoying that as well. Kind of ready for it to be over though. I've been focusing on eating a lot more clean foods, protein, veggies, etc. I've also been adding lemons to my water every day, and that's been just like a really fun and fresh citrusy addition to my water. We talked last month about finances and how I had locked in on a budget. I was really focusing on sticking to a budget, etc. But here's the thing. I logged into my budgeting app September 1st, and my subscription had run out, and it was $80 to renew. I was using Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar app, and I don't think I was really a big fan of it. I chose to not renew. My approach to finances is like, I have enough money, I'm fine. As soon as I start budgeting, I feel like there are a bunch of expenses that I didn't budget for, and I don't know how to fit them in. It's one of those things that I'm really bad at it, and I will get better at it if I keep doing it, but I get so discouraged every time I start a budget and it doesn't go how I wanted it to. I had to get routine maintenance done on my car this month, and it was hella expensive, and I feel like I'm a little bit floundering with money right now. So if anyone is a personal accountant, wants to help me, if anyone uses any good apps, let me know in the comments. I could clearly use all of the help. My goal is to start having a babysitting gig every week. That way I can really focus on paying off my credit card. We are officially in Q4. I am behind on paying off the credit card by the end of the year. I am a little bit of a mess financially. I know I'm gonna get it figured out, but until then, leave comments, give me some support here. Thank you. I recently went on a date with a guy who was in town from Tampa. I met him out on a weekend night. He asked for my Instagram, then he texted me the next night. He was like, hey, like, are you going out tonight? We went out for drinks, we got some food. It was really nice, but it was one of those experiences where you know there's gonna be no second date, or like you're never gonna see this person again. And so we were like chatting, exchanging life stories, whatever, creating what I kind of coined as like a false intimacy, knowing that we're gonna hang out, we're gonna get to know each other, and then I'm probably never gonna see you again. It was a very different and interesting experience for me. We still like follow each other on Instagram. He was actually DMing me today, which I was really surprised because I was like, never thought I'd hear from him again. He was really nice. I liked his vibe. I've really just been enjoying getting to know different people. I'm also trying to work on confidence because I will go out with my friends and I am so scared to be perceived. I'm like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I'm scared to be here. Like, I just want to be with my friends, and if anyone approaches me, I like kind of clam up inside. Like, I'm actually terrified. So I'm working on pushing through that, gaining some confidence, and being comfortable with being perceived by other people. I didn't travel anywhere this month, but there was a lot on the entertainment side. Football is back. I've been going out and watching football again. That's been really fun. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, so I'm a Chiefs fan. I went to a football game at Syracuse University. I actually did go with my situationship. I texted him because I thought all of his friends were going. He was like, oh, who's all going? And I was like, well, I only got 2 tickets. I thought your friends were going. And he was like, oh, they never told me. So we ended up spending the whole day together. It was very fun. Really enjoyed going to a football game. I also went to an event. This performing arts company here in Syracuse did a night where they had 7 10-minute plays, and I went solo, and it was such an incredible experience. I enjoyed it so much. My philosophy in life is like, it's gonna happen whether you're there or not. Like, even if you don't have any friends to go with, just go solo. I do find that going solo can be so incredibly anxiety inducing, but I would rather go to the event without anyone than miss the event. I have 3 subtopics for entertainment: read, watch, and listen. I purchased a new book recently called Unbelieve by Marla Taviano. It's a collection of self-written poems deconstructing Christian nationalism and the middle of the Venn diagram that is Christianity and politics. I've been very interested in it so far. It's the first book in like a 3-part series. I watched the Summer I Turned Pretty finale. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I also started rewatching New Girl. I watched it a few years ago, and now that I'm like closer in age to the characters, I thought I would restart it. And I've been listening obsessively on repeat to a new song by The Fray called Emerald. There's something about it that's just so good, so catchy, love everything about it. And I think that's all I have for travel and entertainment. Okay, we're going a little deep here. Strap in. We're gonna have some radical honesty here. At the end of September, I celebrated being single for 2 years. And the reason why I'm choosing the word celebrate is because I've learned so much about the world around me, relationships, and myself in the last 2 years. Before we begin though, I do wanna put a little disclaimer. Anything I talk about in this section of the show it is entirely my experience. Anything I talk about has nothing to do with the person that I dated. It is entirely a commentary on my actions and my experience. Now that we have that out of the way, I am currently working on learning how to not approach relationships with fear. The person that I was dating, great person, lovely individual. Ultimately, I was the one who ended things. And it took me over the last 2 years a lot of reflection and dating other people and learning what incompatibility looks like in a relationship to realize what a vital decision that was for me to make. At the time, I was breaking up with the person who I thought was the love of my life. And looking back, the realization that I am in control of my own destiny absolutely terrifies me. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I left high control religion this year. I was part of this far-right religious group with heavy themes of patriarchy. And I think that if I had chosen to marry someone within that culture, it would have made leaving even harder, if not close to impossible. There's this concept of a hierarchy of spiritual protection, also known as like an umbrella of authority, that's rooted heavily in patriarchy and authoritarianism. As a woman marrying into a culture culture like this, it's very possible that I would have lost my individuality or agency over my own actions, because according to the umbrella concept, the man is responsible for the woman spiritually. He is responsible for her actions. He's responsible to make sure that she's on a path that is focused on God, etc. And in my point of view, it puts this unnecessary strain on relationships, and it poses a danger to women's freedom and agency. For most of my life, I knew two things. I knew I wanted to move to New York City, and I knew that I didn't want to marry the first person I was in a serious relationship with. And I almost chose the opposite of both of those. I feel like somewhere out there in another universe, in another timeline, there's a version of Mary that did get married at 25, 26. That version of Mary lost her agency. She didn't get the chance to travel. She didn't get a chance to see the world on her own terms. She didn't get a chance to think for herself and figure out what she believed in. And I think that's why now I tend to be a little bit more cautious, and I have some fear when pursuing new relationships. I'm trying to learn about fear, and I'm trying to learn about the types of fear. I think there's one version of fear that keeps you safe and one fear that holds you back. And I'm trying to learn how to listen to the first one and how to push through the second one. And because I get to live the reality of the Mary who did leave, I'm so grateful that I get to have agency over my own choices. I get to choose what I want, and I'm able to visualize, manifest, and execute on my dreams. I think if there's one thing that the last 2 years have taught me, it's that my dreams come first. Romantic relationships come second. So, thank you for listening to that. I'm really excited to see where the next 2 years takes me, where the next 10 months takes me. That's all we have to talk about today. Thank you for listening. Lovely to have you here. Don't forget to leave a like. I'll be back next month with another video. And until then, thank you for stopping by. Keep being awesome. Love you. Yay. Bella.